Imagine moving so fast that time itself would freeze around you. This is the story of Spider-Man's legendary velocity suit. Our tale begins in the Brooklyn Botanic Garden, where Spider-Man finds himself locked in combat with B-Man, a formidable opponent who manages to escape, leaving our hero with painful reminders of their encounter. This defeat sparks an idea in Spider-Man's mind. It's time for a new suit. Meanwhile, MJ and her journalism mentor Ben Urich are pursuing an intriguing story. Mediocre comedians are being mysteriously attacked by what appears to be a ghost during their performances. While it sounds unbelievable, every witness account tells the same story. As MJ and Ben walk through the city streets, Ben remembers something significant from the past.
I remember a story. Not my story. A colleague's, Maggie Lorca, maybe 15 years back. She was investigating something to do with Oscorp.
Before he can finish, an invisible force attacks them, knocking Urich down and dragging MJ across the ground. Terrified, MJ races to Peter's apartment, the nearest safe haven, and bursts through the door in a state of panic.
There's no other way to say it, Peter. I thought the thing in the video was fake. But then we were walking home and it happened. It happened to us. Ben Urich and I were attacked by a ghost.
Peter can't help but smirk, clearly skeptical of her story.
Don't you look at me like that. Spider-Man.
After some discussion, Peter reassures MJ that he doesn't think she's losing her mind. They simply need to investigate further. MJ's attention shifts to Peter's current project, his new spider suit.
Isolated and armored against stingy, zappy, and otherwise hard-hitting villains. Working title, The Arachnite.
When Peter asks for her thoughts, she points out the irony. He fought a sentient B-Man but won't believe her ghost story. Peter argues he simply wants a scientific explanation for everything. Besides, this situation presents the perfect opportunity to enhance his suit. The following day at the Daily Bugle, MJ and Peter continue their investigation. Ben has uncovered documents related to his ghost story.
Found that old ghost story I was telling you about.
Ghost story?
Maggie Lorca, my colleague who died.
Wait, she died?
Their research reveals that Oscorp had been conducting illegal genetic experiments. Later at Peter's apartment, MJ reviews the documents while serving as mission control for Spider-Man as he tests his new suit on patrol.
As darkness falls across the city, Arachnite steps from the shadows.
Okay, no.
His keen sights set squarely, evil doings afoot.
Peter, stop.
But Arachnite...
He's not a thing.
Fine. I'll do it as boring old Spider-Man.
Arriving at a crime scene, Spider-Man decides to test his suit's durability by letting the thieves attack him before webbing them up. The armor initially performs excellently, absorbing every blow without flinching. However, when Peter attempts to counterattack, the suit malfunctions, locking up completely and leaving him paralyzed on the ground. The criminals seize their chance to pummel him, though the armor's protection means he feels nothing. Peter accepts this failure as part of the testing process and removes the suit to handle the situation manually. Later at dinner, as the couple enjoys sushi, a piece mysteriously floats past Peter's face before he can eat it, with an invisible force taking a large bite. Suddenly, the table shakes violently, food flying everywhere, while a ghostly voice echoes through the restaurant.
You can't hide deep enough. I'm everywhere, lady.
Peter?
Throw that file in the trash.
Chaos erupts as furniture flies through the air, the ceiling cracks, patrons panic, and MJ is lifted into the air by an unseen force.
What is this?
I don't know, Peter. Probably science.
After this encounter, MJ and Peter become desperate enough to visit a fortune teller. They meet a man who claims he can communicate with the dead and offers to help with their case. As they sit for a seance, Peter remains skeptical while the medium exudes confidence in his abilities. The moment the ritual begins, glass shatters, and a violent wind tears through the room, destroying everything while that same echoing voice returns.
How hard is it, lady? Tell the guy to drop the stupid story and stick your noses someplace else. Don't make me tell you again.
When calm returns, even the medium appears shaken, admitting he's never experienced anything like this. He asks permission to upload the footage to his MeTube channel, an odd way to refer to YouTube. Our heroes agree as long as they receive a copy. Back at the Bugle, MJ eagerly shares everything with her mentor. He believes her immediately and reveals he's found something crucial: video footage from an Oscorp laboratory test.
Oscorp genetic testing phase. Subject, James Harvey. Age 24. Metabolic bombardment. Test 1A.
It hurts.
A bit of pain is totally natural at first, Mr. Harvey. Just relax as best you can. It will all be over soon.
Jimmy!
Fascinating.
What did you do? He's gone! You burned him up!
No, Mrs. Harvey, your husband hasn't gone anywhere. But what he can do now is going to take us places indeed.
This footage provides crucial insights: metabolic bombardment, genetic experimentation. But for what purpose? One thing becomes clear: the process didn't kill James. Ben reveals that his late colleague Maggie conducted multiple interviews with James Harvey after this footage was recorded. Just then, the manager interrupts, asking Miss Jones about a report on disappearing food. This detail catches Peter's attention. Later, during another suit test, clear improvements are evident. The armor performs better than before, with previous issues resolved. While Spider-Man enjoys saving the city and standing dramatically in explosions, MJ calls him.
I know I'm ruining my badass Terminator firewalk moment by talking, but that was delightful. I always get my best ideas while bathing, in an explosion of shrapnel and flame, and I just had this momentum transfer epiphany that is going to change everything.
Hey, what's up?
Just working. New armor passed with flying colors. We still a go for tonight?
Absolutely. I'm on my way to the Bugle now. Gonna pull some more of those old Oscorp genetic testing tapes out of the stacks.
She mentions running to the building, but as soon as she reaches the basement, the ghostly voices return. She races through the aisles in fear until she reaches a wall. Then MJ reveals her clever plan. This was all a trap for the ghost. The MJ in the basement is actually a hologram, while the real MJ has locked the door from outside, trapping their mysterious adversary.
Well, either you were right, Peter, or this is the first ghost in history who can't move through walls.
Let me out!
It would be the first ghost in history either way.
You hush.
When Peter arrives, they head to the control room to monitor their captive on the security feed. They realize they're not dealing with a ghost at all. It's a speedster moving so fast she appears invisible. They decide to wait until their prisoner exhausts herself and slows down enough to become visible. After waiting patiently, they finally see their quarry clearly. To their surprise, it's not the man from the video. It's a young woman.
Now what?
Now I run down there and grab her.
Grab her in that thing? Peter, no. That new armor isn't exactly built for speed.
Says you. I made a few adjustments.
Peter.
Just keep your eyes on that security feed. You'll see.
Spider-Man enters the basement with peaceful intentions, but the girl is furious. After being trapped for 11 hours, an eternity for a speedster, she immediately attacks. She punches Spider-Man through the shelves and attempts to escape, but his upgraded suit allows him to match her speed. This doesn't stop her from smashing through the wall and tackling him. She quickly devours food from a nearby supermarket to refuel, then continues her assault at super speed, throwing Spider-Man around repeatedly. Despite her aggression, Spidey remains empathetic, recognizing she's just a teenager and holding back his strength. He's forced to retreat as his suit reaches its limits. The armor wasn't designed for sustained super speed. If he continues, it will explode. Racing to a laboratory, he endures intense pain but narrowly avoids catastrophe. Later, Spider-Man works on another upgrade, modifying his suit for supersonic speed to catch the mysterious speedster. Meanwhile, MJ and Ben continue their investigation. Ben discovers that James Harvey was found burned to death in an apartment months after Daily Bugle reporter Maggie's death. This raises a disturbing question. If James killed Maggie, who killed James? Through further investigation and connecting the pieces over the phone, they may have solved the ghost mystery. The experiment gave James speedster powers, which he somehow passed on to his daughter. Without warning, the speedster girl crashes through the room, destroying everything in her path. She grabs the reporter by his tie, demanding he drop the case. Fortunately, Spider-Man arrives and tells her he can't understand her at super speed. He briefly restrains her, but she breaks free and the chase resumes. Meanwhile, Mrs. Harvey is called to her daughter's school to discuss the girl's situation. Despite excellent grades, the mother is confused about why she's been summoned. The teacher explains that her daughter has anger management issues and impulsive behavior. Worse still, she hasn't attended school for 2 weeks, leaving the mother shocked. As this unfolds, Spider-Man continues his pursuit, enduring countless blows from the speedster. After leaving the school, Mrs. Harvey encounters MJ, who requests a brief interview. As they walk toward the Harvey home, Mrs. Harvey discreetly texts her daughter to meet her there. Spider-Man struggles in his pursuit. Every time he gets close, powerful strikes force him back. Thinking quickly, he webs her feet, momentarily tripping her as she skips across water. She recovers, reads her mother's message, and races home. At the Harvey residence, MJ discusses Maggie and Mr. Harvey's case with Mrs. Harvey. Initially defensive, the mother suspects Norman Osborn sent the reporter to expose Jimmy. MJ reveals that James Harvey actually contacted Maggie himself, hoping to prevent others from suffering as he did. Mrs. Harvey realizes her terrible mistake. The speedster girl suddenly bursts in, hurling MJ against the wall and knocking her unconscious. In her rage, the girl ignites herself while wreaking havoc in the living room. Spider-Man arrives just as the situation spirals completely out of control. He grabs her and throws them both out the window to prevent the entire building from burning down.
You set me on fire!
I didn't.
Yes.
No, you were on fire when I got there, kid.
Fortunately, their incredible speed prevents the flames from actually burning them, though the situation remains dangerous. They crash headfirst into nearby water, and while the impact knocks Haley unconscious, it saves her life. MJ awakens to chaos, furniture ablaze, and Mrs. Harvey frantically trying to extinguish the flames.
What happened?
Haley. Haley happened. I am so sorry. It's all my fault.
She explains how her anger about the situation infected her daughter, filling Haley's mind with rage. Still, this doesn't explain who started the fire. Haley suddenly appears on the sofa, unconscious but safe. Peter must have transported her there. Moving at super speed, he exists in a world where everything else appears frozen. He finds a creative way to communicate through written notes. Spider-Man explains to MJ that he's been chasing Haley throughout the city, but no matter his speed, she always goes faster. So fast that she ignites the oxygen around her. They need a solution quickly before she awakens. Peter must eat first. Maintaining super speed requires massive energy. He raids a supermarket, consuming vast quantities of food, when inspiration strikes. He races to Doc Ock's laboratory and uses his accelerated state to study all of molecular biology in mere hours, working to develop a cure for Haley. Simultaneously, he takes advantage of his newfound abilities to patrol the city and clear his thoughts. The silence is overwhelming. Hours of absolute quiet make him acutely aware of his isolation. He can barely imagine how Haley endures this every single day. He spots B-Man again in an obvious hideout and defeats him while the villain remains frozen in time. Despite this victory, Spider-Man's mind remains troubled. Returning to the lab, he finds his antidote complete. Yet even with success, Spider-Man throws a frustrated tantrum. Something feels wrong. Despite having the cure, he's deeply conflicted about whether using it is the right choice. Caught in this moral dilemma, he seeks guidance from the frozen MJ. This inspires him to visit Aunt May and Uncle Ben's graves, knowing they would understand what's right. Meanwhile, Haley awakens. Before Mrs. Harvey or MJ can react, she speeds away, searching for Spider-Man. He hasn't forgotten about her. In fact, he's left messages throughout the city hoping they could talk. Haley wants none of it. Nothing Peter says calms Haley. Everything only fuels her anger. Yet Peter isn't angry. He doesn't fight back. Instead, he gently neutralizes her with expanding fire-suppressing foam he created while she was unconscious. She breaks free anyway, and now she's the one chasing Spider-Man. But our hero still tries to connect with her.
Look, I get it.
You don't get anything!
I do, though. The world did you dirty.
Shut up!
Pretty much from birth.
Shut up!
I can relate.
Peter understands the burden of powers that seem like gifts but feel like curses. The loneliness, the boredom, the anger. She can't lash out at the world without literally burning up. Haley refuses to listen and continues pursuing him. Spider-Man has planned for this moment, and at the right time, he completely encases her in webbing from neck to toe. Finally, they can talk more calmly. Contrary to her expectations, Spider-Man completely understands her and her motivations, how utterly alone she feels in this world.
I see you, living with the ghost of your father all these years, trying so hard not to end up like him.
Even if she might share his fate, she seems resigned and hopeless, accepting this destiny because she simply cannot slow down. Peter reveals the cure he created earlier. It could make her normal again. In a shocking twist, he destroys it right before her eyes. This triggers an explosive reaction. Instantly igniting herself, she launches at Spider-Man at maximum speed. As they plummet, she unleashes a barrage of blows, completely overwhelming Spider-Man. Despite the assault, Spidey never strikes back, only holding on to her as they fall. As they recover, Peter finally explains. He destroyed the cure because the city needs heroes who do good. Her powers can save lives, and he won't take away her father's gift before she's even decided how to use it. Just as Spider-Man finishes speaking, his suit overloads and explodes around Peter. She's worried about him and uncertain about what comes next. Peter reassures her that everything will be fine. After all, Haley has finally slowed down, and what she chooses to do with her powers is now her decision. As a final gesture of kindness from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, Peter offers Haley a gift of his own. A specialized suit to help her control her powers, and his promise to support whatever good she chooses to do with them. That concludes our story for today. We hope you enjoyed this video and would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Feel free to check out our next video as well. We'll see you soon. Take care.